Assalamu alaikum. Welcome students. I hope that today you guys are well prepared for your quiz. Good. Good to see you guys smiling. But before we go for the quiz, let's take a quick flashback on our previous lecture and we'll continue through our course. And on the conclusion of this lecture, we'll take the quiz. So you have still an hour almost to enjoy. Haji, what was our core area of discussion until the last class?
Innovation and creativity.
Creativity, innovation and entrepreneurship. Anyone, what is creativity? 3 words. Thinking something new. Brilliant. Innovation. Sorry? Doing something new. Implementation of that creative idea into some real life product, service or system. And with this premise, we try to redefine entrepreneurship. And in fact, it was somehow premier definition of entrepreneurship as compared to the one that we did in our first lecture. And how do we redefine it, Ji? Anybody?
The result of disciplined process of applying the creativity and innovation.
The result of systematically applying creativity and innovation to come up with new products, services and systems for profit in face of risk and uncertainty. All the other components are applicable as was the case in the first definition. Then we moved ahead and I demonstrated my excellent drawing skills to you. The next topic was
Thinking.
types of thinkings, left brainers and right brainers. What kind of thinking do we proceed with left brain, left hemisphere? Logical, and what do we call it? Convergent thinking. Convergent thinking. And from right hemisphere, we tend to rely upon to do divergent thinking. In divergent thinking, we tend to come up with multitudes of ideas, whereas in convergent thinking, we tend to evaluate those ideas and come to the final conclusion or pick 1 or 2, right? Then we moved ahead and discussed a very important topic, that was paradigm. Paradigm. What is paradigm, Ji? Bilal? What is paradigm? Taimur? What is paradigm? Any volunteers, Ji? Social norms. It's a preconceived ideas. For instance, police wale ji wo to hote hi corrupt hain. It's not necessary that everybody is corrupt, but it's a preconceived idea. The moment we see someone and we are like, yaar isse na hi pala pade to behtar, right? That kind of perception. Thing is, just to give you a flashback on rather an explanation of what paradigm is, with regards to the management perspective, in early last century, the whole focus was on industrialization, mass production. So the factories were installed and these conveyor belt mechanisms were installed, and at the end of the day, the whole focus of management was on to produce as much as possible in most efficient and effective way. And the human resource was in no discussion. That was the case in the earlier part of last century. Now that was one paradigm whereby everybody is focusing on production. In mid of that century, what happened, ke jo management ke log the, they realized that merely focusing on production is having an adverse effect on workers. If they are not being treated well, if they are not having good breaks, their efficiency was reducing, and ultimately that was reflecting upon the production capacity of that unit. So next paradigm that came in management was that we need to focus upon the betterment of the human resources. And then came your concepts of daycare centers and canteens and better pay leaves and stuff like that. Then in later part of century, another realization came that yes, even if you have treated everybody well, you have enacted laws, yet if you want to create differentiation in your business, if you want your business to be standing out, it should absorb diverse human resources. Human resources from various cultures. Human resources in which various groups are represented. So, same management, same factories, yet the way of thinking is different. And when the paradigm is different, the way you conduct your business is altogether different. Clear, ji?
Yes, sir.
Then we moved ahead and tried to figure out that what could be the possible barriers due to which we tend not to give creative output. The first one was, yeah, searching for one right answer. Quick confusion? No? Focusing on being logical? Right, earlier we had tried to understand that when you tend to focus on logic, you basically miss on opportunities of being creative, and we explained it thoroughly. Blindly following the rules, constantly being practical, and viewing play as frivolous. Becoming over-specialized. See, हम लोगों ने कर लिया था discuss? Good. Avoiding ambiguity. What is ambiguity? Confusion. When there is uncertainty, you are not sure of the outcomes. So whatever action you take, there is an element of risk. So wherever there is uncertainty, risk is associated there. Now let me give you an example that how creative chaps take advantage of ambiguous situations. Give me the names of two top manufacturers of aircrafts. Commercial aircrafts. Who is it? Brilliantly, spot on. Boeing and Airbus. Airbus is Europe-based. Its main plant is in Toulouse, France, whereas Boeing is US-based. So all the airlines, now let's not forget that these are aircraft manufacturers. ये लोग जहाज बनाते हैं. All the airlines, they tend to rely upon these manufacturers to acquire airplanes for their operations. So airlines including PIA, Emirates Airways, Thai Airways, Qatar Airways, and all others mostly tend to rely upon these two companies. Sorry? They rely upon these two manufacturers to get their airplanes. Buying an airplane is not an easy process. It involves governments, the backing of the government, and intense negotiation. Aircraft is a complex product. So the negotiation could span over weeks. And at the end of the day, just like any other transaction, a contract is written. And the contracts that are written for aircraft sales, they come in volumes rather than few pages. And in any contract, all the details are jotted down, right? And now understand this thing, that any contract is technically incomplete unless it contains clause that can be utilized to void it. If you wish to cancel, or if any of the parties wishes to cancel that contract, some of the clauses need to explain that what is going to be the procedure. Even if you take a rental agreement, उसकी भी last clause क्या होती है कि in case if the landlord wants to vacate the house, 1 month notice or whatever, and in the case of the tenant leaving the property, he is also bound to give at least a notice of 30 days. So is the case in these contracts. So when PIA, for instance, goes to Boeing for buying products, to buy their aircrafts, the contract that they write, it also includes the clause for nullification. Everything was going fine, airlines were doing good business, these manufacturers were selling their planes like hotcakes, And then one thing happened that we all know as
9/11.
9/11, September 11th, 2001. I was doing MBA, and I can still recall that I had my classes in the evening on the same day, and there was a deep sense of uncertainty at such an individual level. Imagine what would be happening in the government circles. No one was sure that if the aircrafts would be the means of transport to be continued in future. Because now they were becoming, it was proven that now they have become a weapon. So the industry that was worst hit by this cloud of uncertainty was airline industry. Now any reasonable executive of airline would think that the airlines, the aircraft that are already in the pipeline, that are still to be acquired, why not just delay them? Or why not cancel those contracts until the climate gets clear? And that's exactly what happened. Most of the airlines sent their representatives to these organizations telling them, cancel our contracts. Now usually when you go for cancellation, there is some kind of fee or jarmana, whatever you may call it, that is attached to such cancellation. So earlier, Boeing and Airbus told that if you go for cancellation, this is the amount that you will have to pay as fine. And they were like, yeah, we'll do it, but just cancel these. When everybody started approaching them with the same cause, now they were terrified. And this literally asked these airliners that they were ready to review the contracts. They were ready to renegotiate the prices, the terms and conditions. And they were like kind of begging that leaves at least such a number of orders through which we can at least run our factories. मजदूरों की जोन सी है वो मजदूरी तो पूरी कर लें हम लोग. But no one was ready to listen to them. Now at one end this was happening, and on the other end there's a chap called Michael O'Leary. He is the CEO of Ryanair. It's an Irish airline, no frill airline. He was observing this whole phenomenon silently. And after he realized that now both of these companies are on their knees begging for orders, he approached them and asked them, अब बताओ जहाज कितने का देना है?
Very intelligent of him.
Uncertainty. Due to the same uncertainty, the whole industry is going this way, and an entrepreneur is walking right opposite. How to exploit this uncertainty. And you know what? He was able to acquire planes at dirt cheap rate, new airplanes. And when you analyze the accounts of any airline, one of the major costs is the cost of aircrafts. Let's say if the airline or the aircraft was costing $100, this chap got it for 80. When the uncertainty level went down, these airlines again realized that, yeah, we need more aircraft. They approach these manufacturers again. And this time, yes, they were welcomed, but not with this price. So ultimately, the discount that was enjoyed by this airline was paid up by all the competitors. Avoiding uncertainty kills creativity. And I'm sure that you're going to conduct the interviews of the entrepreneurs. The most successful one definitely will have couple of stories at least to tell you when industry was going this way and they chose otherwise. And that's the point where they actually clicked. I'd already mentioned the example of my boss as well. The rice story, remember that? Again, the whole industry was going this way, and rather than getting terrified, he went ahead and asked the customer that even the window that was available with us for 1.5 months, he said that, tell me how I can help you in these 45 days. Entrepreneurs are creative individuals because they tend not to avoid uncertainty. Rather, they focus their energies on finding out that how can they exploit uncertain environment. Clear? Understood? Now this is one of the major killers of creativity. If I ask you any question and you are like, yes, I've got a creative idea or reply, but you don't do that because log kya kahenge, Bilal and Taimur will start laughing at you. No. This fear of looking foolish is one of the major reasons for which we tend to stay quiet and kill our creativity. Fear of looking foolish.
Just give me an example. Daily basis.
Sorry?
So daily basis.
Daily basis, have you not gone through the experience?
Like famous example.
Not in particular, but this is something I've experienced myself as a student. I mean, there were times that, yes, I had brilliant ideas, but it was like 70 other guys laughing at me and looking at me. Not a pleasant situation to be in. Then fearing mistakes and failure. If you're afraid of making mistakes and committing failures, take it for granted that you will never ever go for anything extraordinary. And creativity is something extraordinary. Individuals who are ready to assume risk and who are ready to do mistakes are the ones who would go for creative output. Just to give you a reminder that yes, it's not necessary that all the ventures undertaken by entrepreneurs are successful, but we had already discussed that entrepreneurs tend to fail intelligently. Even from their mistakes and failures, they will try to reflect and figure out what went wrong so that the same mistake is not repeated. And now this closes everything. If we have this misbelief about ourselves that I'm not a creative person, we will never ever even attempt to do something creative. Remember when I asked you that how many of us consider themselves as non-creative? Now that is basically a killer. Whoever assumes himself or herself as a non-creative person, because he or she is going to consider the creative part out of domain and would not even spend an ounce of electrons focusing on that idea. So these are the primary reasons for which an individual tends not to be creative. Now let's move on. Now I'll quickly go through these questions that could help you spur your imagination. Is there a new way to do it? Can you borrow or adopt it? Can you give it a new twist? Do you merely need more of the same, less of the same? Is there a substitute? Can you rearrange the parts? What if you do just the opposite? Can you combine ideas? Can you put it to other uses? What else could you make from this? Are there other markets for it? Can you reverse it? Can you rearrange it? What ideas seem impossible but if executed would revolutionize your business. Now we'll move on and try to understand that how can we enhance organizational creativity and our individual creativity. First step G, include creativity as your core company value. What do you make out of it? Including creativity as core company value.
Finding new ideas, be flexible for the new ideas, not to be rigid.
Promoting creativity. Let me explain it. Let's assume that we have got a company selling these markers, and in 2019 our market share is 25%. So out of 100 markers that are being sold in the market, 25 are ours. Let's say if the company chalks out 5 years plan where it aims the market share to be increased to 40%. So by 2024, we would like to be capturing or holding 40% of the market share. So a mission statement for that company could mention that we want to increase our sales share up to 40%. But having written down that mission statement would actually not turn the sales from 25% to 40%. What would happen? This goal will be divided on a yearly basis. Let's say in first year we aim for 28, 32, 35, 38 and 40%. Makes more sense now? Does it? Or does it not? How about dividing it into quarterly objectives? Further broken down into monthly, weekly and daily targets. And those are the daily targets that are given to the sales guys. And with this computation, the organization can always monitor if they are on track with regards to the target that they have set for themselves. Right? So by constantly monitoring, if the targets are being met, good thing. If not, they can review the targets or look into the situation that the workforce is facing. Okay, what's wrong with the workforce or the product or the market कि हमारे targets achieve नहीं हो रहे. How about adding incentives for reaching your targets? It's a combo. It's a combo. Merely bashing for underachievement doesn't work. It's for that reason that the sales force are given target-based incentives. Right? It's a whole science. I'm sure that in coming days, maybe by the conclusion of this course, we'll also discuss the HR aspects as well. Now, it's clear that anything that we embed in our mission statement, we tend to measure it, we tend to review it. Now, how about adding being creative as part of your mission statement? That we aim to be a company who is known for its creativity. So once it becomes the part of your mission statements, for instance, the management will be bound to review that what improvement has been done on this end. How can we measure creativity? Brilliant. Number of ideas being generated by employees, number of suggestions, number of improvements being suggested by employees. What else? See? Good one, beta. Number of patents, application. You guys are into research. that how many patent applications have been filed by your particular company. So you could come up with a combination of measures through which you can figure out if your company is on the right path. But it can only be done if it is embedded in the strategic statements and it is included as core company value. Embrace diversity. What is diversity? Variety? Variation? Good. Any examples?
Sir, diversity, like different people studying in our university is also a diversity.
Good. When we talk about embracing diversity in entrepreneurship and in management sciences, we talk about embracing diverse human resource. And there could be various measures of diversity. I studied this concept first when I was doing my BB honors and in my very first subject of Intro to Management. And when I understood what the concept was, I had a good look around in my class कि यार मैं कितने diverse group में पढ़ूं. Since I was in International Islamic University, I could see students from Sindh, KPK, Balochistan and Punjab, and I was like, wow, what a diverse group I'm studying with. What actually diversity is, I got to learn when I was working for National Australia Banking Group. Let me introduce my team to you. One English chap, two Scots, one Pakistani, that was me, two Indians, one lady from Poland, and one chap from Ghana. Atheist, Christian, Muslim, one was Jain and the other was Hindu, and there was one important chap that I missed. One chap was from Bangladesh and he was also Muslim. Again a socialist come atheist, and he was a staunch Catholic following the Pope. So we were working in this back-end office of the bank where we had a big LCD usually playing news or football matches. So if there was ever a match between these two countries, the environment would be heated up even 2 weeks prior to that game. And the taunts were exchanged, कि देख लेंगे तुम्हारे David Beckham को. And the English chap would come out that nobody even knows the name of your football clubs. And this would continue and the game would happen and one team would win and the other one would lose. जिसकी टीम जीती थी वो 2 दिन चौड़ा होकर चलता था, दूसरा बंदा खामोशी इख्तियार कर लेता था. The same would happen in case of Pakistan and India. I will look into your तेंदुलकर की इस दफ़ा टांगे तोड़ के भेजेंगे and they will be like कि शोएब अख्तर के साथ भी इस दफ़ा हम लोग छक्के मार के दिखाएंगे. And this would continue and अल्लाह खुश रखे पाकिस्तानी टीम को, उन्होंने हमेशा मुझे शर्मिंदा करवाया वहाँ पे. 16 December Yom Azadi Bangladesh, and this chap comes to my desk. तुम लोगों ने हमारे साथ बहुत जुल्म किया. And I was like, what? His name was Farooq, and I was like, you are the only one with whom I share my lunch. And the separation of Bangladesh is an event that no one feels happy about in Pakistan. And yet here you are, telling me, taunting me कि हम लोगों ने ज़्यादती की है, but he won't shut up. शायद वो अपना कौमी तराना सुन के आया हुआ था उस दिन. He continued for like next 5 minutes, and ultimately I had to tell him that yes, we did it and you deserved it, now go back to your desk. This chap was staunch Catholic. Unfortunately, when I was working there, we were having a series of terrorist attacks here in Pakistan. And the moment anything would explode, BBC would be running the breaking news. And the moment the breaking news would run, this chap would come to me. Malik, do they teach you how to make bombs at school? Now, like, check my bag, I've got 2 today. I used to tell him, yes, that's not the case. These were the unattended, broken arrows, the 0.01% that were trained by a certain agency against some other elements. And now they've turned rogue, and now they've turned against the masses. But again, there's a limit to which you can defend yourself. Now, what kind of team is it? Would it be good to work with? Terrible? It's the best ever team I've worked for. Trust me, when it came to productivity, I'm still to find a match of these chaps. We used to have a workload that would keep us busy from 9 to 5, with the exception of 1 hour break, lunch, and 15 minutes tea break. And by any chance, if any one of them would get free by 4, that instead of opening Facebook or reading the news, you know what would happen? He or she would give a shout that who has got the maximum load, which means that who has got the maximum number of checks that are to be processed. So everyone will give a shout back, 120, 70, 180. So the person with highest load, this person would go to him, take half of the load and start working on it. And after 20 minutes, we'll hear 2 shouts. Who's got the maximum load? Next to taken. And the whole team would get free by 4:45. It would be at that moment that when this whole team would take sigh of relief. Diversity, amazing thing, but the challenge is that you need to have individuals, the managers, who are able to handle diverse workforce, who can capitalize upon these differences and redirect the energies towards the fulfillment of the task that is on hand. Could anyone guess that what's the primary reason for these people or the diverse workforce being more creative? What's the primary reason? Teamwork could be done in non-diverse workforce as well. Different ideas? And what's the foundation for these ideas? Different paradigms. Different paradigms. Different cultures and even different religious beliefs. The religious belief difference itself is a major reason of the difference in thought process. For instance, an atheist who does not believe in the concept of God, the way he would evaluate the situation would be altogether different from the person who has belief in some particular religion. So the kind of input that he could give would be altogether different. Gender, they've got different perception about different issues. Age, the more aged individuals you have, they will have the edge of experience. The youngsters, new ideas and passion. Each one with a different paradigm. So the more workforce you have with different paradigms, the more opportunity you have to get variant ideas through which you can choose the pick one. Clear, ji? Embracing diversity. Third one is expecting creativity. It is just like that if I do not consider you guys, for instance, or any of my students as capable of doing any assignment, if I do not expect it from you, how would you ever do it? So you need to have a belief in your workforce that yes, they are capable enough, and you have expectation from the workforce. expect and tolerate failure. If you could refer to our last lecture, I showed you a few statistics. Out of how many? 3,000 products?
Yes.
Ideas, only one would be successful. Not all the ventures, not all the creative ideas are going to hit the jackpot. So there could be failures, but if you start penalizing those individuals who came up with the idea, no one else would come forward later then. So you need to be, or the management needs to be tolerant toward failure, and they should be expectant that yes, things can go wrong. Encourage creativity, whereby the top management interacts with the employees and tells them and welcomes the ideas that are being generated by the employees. Unless that communication is done, people will stay silent. Let me give you a real life example. In National Australia Banking Group that I used to work for, we had this European chief who was looking after the operations of two banks, Yorkshire Bank and Clydesdale Bank. Every Monday morning when we would come to our offices, the first email that we would get would be from Glenn, the European head. And he would send us the email in a very standard format. It goes like, dear colleague, paragraph number 1, paragraph number 2, paragraph number 3, truly Glenn. In first paragraph, he would usually tell us that how did he spend his last weekend. Mentioning, for instance, yes, I went to Disneyland with my kids, or the nanny of the kids came and it was a boring weekend for me. Stories like that. Why would he tell us his stories?
हम भी open अपने ideas को
Attraction लेने के लिए.
So to build a relationship.
He is the European head here. We had no choice but to give him our attention.
So to break the ice.
To break the ice, okay. One of the reasons that right after the weekend, instead of being bombarded with work tasks, you get a refresh that, yeah, this weekend was good or whatever. But the primary element, that was the primary philosophy rather, was that usually the bankers would come with the excuse that they are very busy people and cannot have work-life balance. So with this statement, he would establish that if the European head can get time out for his family, no one else has any excuse in the bank. And he wanted others to follow his suit. Second paragraph would usually sum up the remarkable findings that he had come across during his previous week. For instance, it could go like that last week I had opportunity to visit our Manchester office where I got a chance to meet Mr. Gary and his team, who have worked very hard to reduce the check processing time from 3 days to 1 day, which is expected to save us this much of revenue or whatever. Right, Ji? Acknowledging the people who were making a difference. Acknowledging the people who were being creative. And in the last paragraph, he would chalk out his plans for the coming week. I cannot wait to see Mr. This and his team, whom I have learned that are doing this kind of remarkable task. Encourage creativity. And the best way to do it is the top management doing it, rather than your immediate boss or the colleagues. Create a change of scenery periodically. The ambience of your workplace does have a clear impact on your creativity. Let's compare this room. Do you find it encouraging?
No,
No, not at all.
Not at all.
How about your terrible basement classrooms?
that's also the word.
Even worse?
Yes.
Worse.
How about library?
It's better.
Better?
Yes, it's better.
Why?
Especially in the classroom.
Yes.
The glass room is good. Even the colors, the color scheme, you feel like you're in KFC probably. Yeah. So you can just feel the impact of colors. Imagine the colors being changed every now and then. It could reinvigorate your sense of creativity, right? Even the sceneries could be changed. These days, the office furniture is coming in modular design, whereby you can always dismantle it, move it to some other place, and you can always have a new setup altogether, right? So this is now quite doable. Viewing problems as challenges. Let me explain this with help of a hypothetical example. This is Comsets University, Islamabad. Rawal Chowk, I'm assuming it to be a 15-minute bike ride.
Some more than
You undermine the bike riders. Food Street, 5 minutes. Karnapol, कितना? आपके पास बाइक कौन सी है? Here, let's assume that you have got a cruise professor
Not me, so that.
who is going to take your class at 1 o'clock, and there is only one class that day. No lab, no other class. And the professor has got a very clear policy that if you are inside the room by 1, more than welcome, else, thank you very much. You're not allowed in. Let's assume that the bike here at Rawal Chowk is at 12:47. It's clear that you cannot make it.
No, we can't.
Can,
We can't.
assumption 15 मिनट की दी हुई है ना। आप 12-13 मिनट उधर कर दें तो मैं स्कोर कम कर दूंगा। What is the better choice? To come for the class and eat jhar of the teacher, or better go to Food Street and have some good lunch? Food Street, an obvious choice, right?
Yes.
Now with the same physical dynamics and time dynamics, assume that your bus was to leave for a picnic. Instead of class, there was a bus leaving and it won't pick you from Rawal Chowk. It is going through Lehtarar Road, that way.
5 minutes.
I'm not sure about you ladies, but I'm confident about these lads that इनको one wheeling करनी पड़े, half wheeling करनी पड़े. Even this is blocked. If they have to come this way, they will make it to the cut.
Priorities.
ज़्यादा overmind तो नहीं कर दिया आपको? What's the difference between these two scenarios?
Sir, enjoyment.
Enjoyment?
So priorities matter.
No.
Challenge.
Coming for the class is a problem. Coming for a class is a problem, whereas catching a bus for picnic
It's a challenge.
is a challenge. And when you start viewing problems as challenges, you start coming up with ideas and solutions. And that's what the employees need to be taught and what they need to understand. That they should start viewing problems as challenges. This reminds me of my younger brother. When I came back from UK, he was doing his BSc in statistics. from University of Gujarat, and every now and then he will come up with some usual student problem and ask for my opinion. And earlier I would give him my advice and it would usually click, but I realized that he had actually outsourced his whole thought process to me. So I asked him that whenever you come to me next time with a problem, come up with 3 possible solutions and I'll help you choose the best one. He never came back. Ji. Sorry?
सर थोड़ा सा टाइम भी वो ना वो भी देना हमने क्विज भी सर उसको भी रखना
ये वो हम लोग 5:15 बजे इंशाल्लाह. I could come back with an example later on. Right now, I do not have a pointed example for this concept. But I hope that the concept is well explained, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Provide creativity training. Having employees who even do not realize what their creative potential is, and just asking them to come up with suggestions may not be that helpful. First, we need to equip the employees, make them capable enough that they are confident and they start coming up with some serious output rather than coming up with random ideas. So the best way is to engage them in creativity training, and inshallah we'll conduct a couple of exercises in class as well. Provide support. What kind of support could be offered to the employees for being creative? Sorry? Incentives? Rewards? Environment? Yeah, how about here usually employees are already badly stuck from 9 to 5, and expecting them to come up with creative output may be a long calling. Have you heard about 3M? Do you know this company? Before Apple and Microsoft, most of the innovation example would come from this organization, 3M. One of the examples is your sticky notes. This is one of their products. They allow their employees to use 10% of their paid working time to work upon the ideas they wish to pursue. So let's say if there is a 40 hours week, so each week any employee can utilize 4 hours working on the very idea that he wishes to present to the top management or wishes to share with others. Another possible support could be consultancy or reflection from the individuals from other department. As a marketing guy, you may have a great idea for, let's say, a pesticide, for instance, but it would be important to get reflection from some bioscientists that if it is really viable or not. So these kind of interaction itself could be one form of support. So unless the organization is supportive towards this whole process, the creativity cannot beyond a certain measure. So the provision of support by the organization is important. Develop a procedure for capturing ideas. You could have an email address which is well communicated, repeatedly communicated to all the employees, and that email address should be operated by someone from the top management rather than being some middle manager who can easily shoot the ideas. So that could be one way of doing it. Another way could be that the ideas that you get through this process, a panel could sit together and give reflection of the improvements that are required, or if the idea is accepted or rejected, right? Another way could be group meetings in which you let everybody talk out their ideas, right? Develop a procedure for capturing ideas. Talk to the customers. I think I gave you that example of the water bottle. Remember that? नहीं, सादा पानी वाली बोतल की एग्जांपल शेयर की थी आपने? Here, few years back, I bought this water bottle from one cash and carry, and the key feature was, so this was the water bottle, and it had a kind of nozzle that if it was vertical, the water could flow out and you could utilize it, and if it was turned back, it would get locked. Right? It's a very common model these days. I bought this bottle because I found it, or assumed that it would be safe to use while I was driving. Instead of having a thermos and trying to get water out of it while you were driving, that would be too risky. So for this, you would just pick it up, slide it up, and you could use water. One of my female colleagues saw this bottle and asked me to fetch one for her, and also asked, "Ye kahan se li?" I told her he went there but couldn't find it, and asked me, "Can you find this for her?" I tried a couple of times. She kept asking me again and again. I was like, "Yaar, kya ho gaya? Isme aisa bhi kya kamal hai jo you are not looking for any other alternate?" And his reply was pretty surprising. She told me that she would like to have this bottle because it won't spoil her lipstick.
That's so girly.
Same model, same bottle. I'm not sure even if the producer knows the utility of this utility of this product. Talking to the customers. How about having a specialized designed water bottle catering this problem? Usually producers or the manufacturers tend to assume that they know their customers very well. And at times they're wrong. Talking to the customer can give you new insights. And at times it's the customers that actually come up with creative ideas. For example, who came up with this idea of mountain bike?
Sir, racers.
Racers, yeah. Yet it were the cycling enthusiasts who started fixing the motorbike parts in their cars and came up with this model, and it became so popular that the mainstream cycle manufacturers had to adopt this idea. A creative model, and now I guess it supersedes all, the sale of this model supersedes all the other models. Idea created by whom? Customers. Looking for uses of your company products or services in other market. I guess we can easily relate that ball pen example that we tried to relate with the roll-on Dio. Remember that? No? Yeah, last time, if I'm not wrong, I told you guys, where did the idea of ball pen came from? No? Roll-on Dio. If you see on the mechanical of the two products, this is a roll-on Dio. Ball tip, if you look carefully on the ball pen, it actually carries a ball. That's why it's called ball pen. a grip that holds the ball, and attached is the container. In case of roll-on deo, it contains aromatic liquid that leaves pleasant smell on application, and in case of ball pen, it contains a colored liquid that on application leaves a pattern that we tend to call handwriting. Sorry? एक कॉन्सेप्ट उठा के दूसरी इंडस्ट्री में लगाया, बूम रेवोल्यूशन. समझ आ रही है जी?
Yes, sir.
Reward creativity. That you guys had already suggested that in order to encourage creativity, the people with remarkable ideas need to be acknowledged and rewarded. And the rewards need not to be financial only. It could be having those people being acknowledged in annual meetings, being mentioned in or highlighted in newsletters, right? Now this is important. The top management cannot operate on SAT mode and expect its employees to be working in a dynamic mode. Top management needs to model creative behavior. At the end of the day, top management is also doing some stuff. So this feeling of acceptability of creativity and application of it should be beamed out with the decisions that are being taken by the top management. And when the employees feel that yes, the top management is working in the dynamic mode, open to ideas, trying out new things, they will also be encouraged to do the same. Creativity Corporation ji, a very typical approach these days. Every organization on face value would assume or would claim that yeah, we encourage creativity, and here is a manager saying to his employee, you get back to that goddamn cubicle and start thinking outside the box. We have already discussed that some changes are required in order to encourage creativity. So how do we enhance individual creativity? First of all, believe in yourself. Believe in yourself. Allow yourself to be creative. Give your mind fresh input every day. Mahad कौन है यार? आपका नाम क्या? Mahad ही है. Which sources of information, daily journal information, you tend to rely upon? कहाँ से लेते हैं information? News, Instagram. Okay, what else? Facebook.
फेसबुक और इंस्टाग्राम पे वो न्यूज़ के पेजेस जो होते हैं ना,
Apart from political news, what other sources you go for?
किस टाइप का
Generally, what are the main sources of information for you, apart from the classes? Internet. Which particular websites you tend to follow? Dawn News. जी बच्चे, your sources of knowledge.
अगर न्यूज़ में देखा जाए तो कोई भी न्यूज़ में पेज या इस तरह अगर वैसे कोई सोशल न्यूज़ या फ्रेंड्स और
Okay. For news, I'm not being specific to news. Or do everybody
Fun facts pages like
fun fact like?
So there's a fun fact meme page on the Facebook. There is a lot of like fun facts about different things that we think they are in real, but they are not in real. Like there was a thing like bubblegum can't go outside of your digestive system for hundred of years, but it's not a fact.
Okay.
It can.
कुछ वो फीमेल फ्रेंड्स भी हैं सर, वो भी कहानियाँ सुनाते
सर जब गूगल क्रोम खोलते हैं नीचे से वो सारी
Suggestions आती हैं?
मतलब डिफरेंट टाइप ऑफ इंफॉर्मेशन
Yeah. Mobile phone में you can find everything. Good. Yeah, diversity of knowledge. Diversity of knowledge is something that can help you being creative. It was some dentist who read a paper by the psychologist.
Yes.
It was not the dentist who kept reading the research papers by dentists only. Do you get that?
Yes, sir.
You need to diversify and go for the unusual knowledge that usually your colleagues are not following. It doesn't have to be a formal education. You could simply be having dinners with the chaps from other departments and just hear them talking, what they're talking about. And you never know that any idea that you might have picked from such conversation where it could be applied.
And since successful audit firms will do that, like there's a book based on behavior and it was written that Bill Gates, he at least finishes one book per week.
Per week. वो तो खैर एक level different है ना जी. He is avid reader. He is known for his reading skills. Observe the products and services of other companies, especially those in completely different markets. I shared a link today in your Facebook page. Did anyone get a chance to check it?
Not yet, sir.
Cup fan? No? Sorry? Again, be ready to commit mistakes. Instead of feeling guilty, try to reflect over it and improvise on your next venture. Keep a journal handy to record your thoughts and ideas. Listen to other people. Listening is part of communication.
सर मुझे उस ग्रुप में किसी ने ऐड ही नहीं किया था
खुद जाना पड़ेगा.
Listening, सुन ले यार, listen now. Listening is part of communication, and I've actually mentioned that group so many times. They've also repeated the way.
मुझे लगा कि वही पढ़ाने वाला है
Probably there is some issue in listening, and that signifies my point that listen to other people, particularly your teachers. Listen to customers. That water bottle is an evident example. Talk to a child. Already demonstrated in our last lecture, child have got perforated logic build up. So they can always come up with some new things that may surprise you. Keep a toy box in your office. Read books on stimulating creativity. They're available in ample numbers. And this is the best one. Take some time off and get ready for quiz. Thank you.